focused in the talent management space, providing solutions like recruiting, compensation, performance management, learning and development, all SaaS-based solutions to enterprises and SMBs. Well, we have a variety of customers ranging from, Starbucks, Bank of America, to the Department of Commerce, so public sector, private sector, and as I said earlier, large enterprises to small SMBs. Many domestic customers, predominantly international focus, predominantly in Europe, and slowly expanding in Asia as well. We're actually seeing broad adoption across the board for talent management because finding the right people is critical for organizations, as is training folks to become high performers is very critical for many of the organizations. So if you look at, in the economic environment that we're in across the globe, there is a huge focus on talent, predominantly because CEOs, every CEO I know is tasked with growth. And when they look at their organizations, they say, well, I know a whole lot about my property, plant, equipment. I know when this camera, for example, is going to depreciate, or when that laptop's going to depreciate. And then they turn around and say, well, my biggest spend is on my people. And I don't know a whole lot about who they are, what their career aspirations are, what their performance management was like, where did they get hired from, and what is their career history. So that subject is gaining a lot of interest globally. So we see our customers having a lot of interest in what we call talent intelligence, which is the ability to know your people in the same way you know your financials, your supply chains, and your sales forecasts. So along those lines, we're seeing broad product adoption along recruiting, performance management, learning and development, and compensation widely across the globe. Organizations only know about people who are in their company. They know about the duration that they've been in the company. But interestingly enough, many of those people have a career profile which exists in many different areas: LinkedIn, Facebook, maybe even Twitter in some cases. So helping the organizations understand the career profile of their candidates, helping them understand what sort of performance and compensation can drive which type of behavior is what we call talent intelligence, and that's what we provide to our customers. In addition to that, we also provide the heuristics. So if you are able to analyze data on your customers, and now that you know that these are on your personnel, and now that you know these are the things that you're finding, compensation's low in the East, or we're not hiring the right type of engineers in the West Coast, or whatever it might be, what do you do with that information? So we actually provide the decision support mechanisms that companies need in order to make the decisions on that data. So as an example, I'm in the manufacturing space, and I find out that my production quality and output rates are low on the East Coast. Is that happening across the manufacturing vertical? So we're able to aggregate that data and provide interesting data analytics on that. I do believe that marketing is not just about brochureware, collateral development. Marketing is not just website custodians out there. Marketing is not just about brand, but it's a whole lot more from that perspective. So my view on marketing is that marketing has to be a multidextrous function that really drives change across the organization. And I found that the CMO DNA is changing within the marketplace. So many of the CMOs that you talk to come from many different backgrounds. I don't come from a traditional marketing background. I've run businesses in the past. I've been involved in running P&Ls domestically and internationally. So in that context, I bring a slightly different view. I think it's the opportunity of being with an interesting company in a white-hot space that is growing at about 25–30% year over year in an economy that's not doing too well is super exciting to me. So that was one of the reasons. The other that was interesting is the opportunity to drive change in the organization. To take Taleo as an example, as a $200 million company. To go from $200 to $300 million, that's going to happen naturally. The market is growing, the company is going to grow. What's exciting is to take that company from $200 million to $1 billion organization. And various functions drive that change. I believe marketing is the catalyst that can bring these functions together, and that's what was sort of the trigger point for me to say this is an exciting opportunity for me personally.